Hi everybody, Carol here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really quick little video on some Halloween treat bags. And these are the bags here. I liked the colors in them a lot. And I think I got these at Michael's, but it was some time ago. So I want to make a topper on those bags, and I want it to be a jack-o'-lantern, but I didn't happen to have a stamp. I had to sketch off a pumpkin, and so I wanted to use different colors of golds or yellows or oranges for my background. Now this stamp set I have is called Fun Faces, and it does have a great jack-o'-lantern face. So if I could just get the pumpkin drawn, I can stamp that face on. And I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is a permanent ink, and a pigment ink. So I'm going to stamp it off first to see if it's okay. I need a little, probably need to re-ink, but it's fine for today. And so I'm going to try to line it up, mash it down really good there, and that's pretty good. And so I'll do it on the lighter, I think that's actually called apricot color. But that's just to keep me from having to color in from a flat white sheet of paper. It gives me a little bit of color to start with. So I'll pull in my Prismacolors and work with some mustards and some golds and some yellows. The yellow is not showing up on this particular piece of cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in my oranges, my red oranges, and I'll use a variety of colors. And I'm going to speed this up for your sake, but just to give you an idea of how you can play with different colors. And you'll see at the end some even different ones. But make it work, you know, for you, whatever you like, your favorite colors or whatever you have, whatever supplies you have. And so I was just dividing the pumpkin up the way they are divided, and coloring in just one color at a time, or then go back and do another color and kind of try to blend it, but I'm not making it solid. I'm just giving the look of a pumpkin. So there you go, and fill it in as just as much as you think you need to get a smooth look. So now, of course, I'll cut them out. And I didn't like that they weren't dark enough. As I said, I think I need to re-ink my pad. But so I took my Millennium pen and kind of going back over it. It has a very nice bright black, and fill those faces in so they pop a little more. Now this is the topper for the bag. It is a sheet of paper, black rectangle, 4 inches wide by 5.5, but that 5.5 is going to be folded in half and slip over the top of that bag. Then I'll just show you, I'll lay the jack-o'-lantern faces on that, and then the base for that, do you remember the Tim Holtz iron fence die? I don't have it anymore, but I'd already made a bunch of die cuts with that die. It's called On the Edge Iron Gate die. And then I also wanted to cut some grass, and you may have a grass die, but I kind of like the look of a hand cut grass because it's just very ununiform, if that is a word, because you're cutting it yourself each one will be different. I cut it deep sometimes, little wedges, shallow sometimes. I cut off the top of some of the blades of grass, so they'll be all different heights. And that's what it looks like. And to be honest, you don't even have to cut it all the way across, because the jack-o'-lantern is going to cover up part of it. So that's the height of my laziness right there. But so I'm going to make one with the grass, one with the iron fence. Then I want some stars, and none of the yellows I had were the yellow cardstock were the color that I wanted against that black. I wanted a bright yellow, but a soft yellow, a soft, bright yellow. So I just took my ink pad and went around on a white sheet of paper and colored it with some yellow ink, and then I have a little simple star punch. And so I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to put 3 stars on each side, and spread them out, and I actually dropped some on the floor, so it was just easier just to go ahead and punch out some more than go hunting them up on the floor. And so I will glue these all down in a minute, and you'll see that, but this gives it, to me, makes it look like a really dark sky. And so I like that look. I like the tattered fence. You'll see that in a different color in a minute. So I put the glue on the, it's not a tattered fence, excuse me, the iron gate, and then I centered it as best I could, and then cut off the extra edges. And then there's my iron gate fence on the edge by Tim Holtz, and put down my jack-o'-lantern. And then I like to use tweezers, my long tweezers, on something like this, so that I can see really where I am placing it without my hands getting in the way. So I will put down 3, and I think they really pop on that black. Now I'm going to, and the dye is Tombow Mono Multi, so I've had it off drying so that it can be repositionable if I have to, and have to reposition it. So there is the other jack-o'-lantern, and the other 3 hearts, the other 3 stars. Those are the toppers. And of course, on those pumpkins, you could put stems up there. You could put a brown stem or a green stem. Certainly that would look good. But I'm being sure that I have the top of the bag and slide it under there. Now, I'm going to attach these in a minute. I do not want to staple them because of, I just don't want staples in with food that children might be having. And so I didn't want to glue it shut. So do you remember these old little teeny tiny clothespins? I imagine they're still out there, but they last a long time, and so I'm trying to get them out of the bag without spilling them all over the place. And get me out some, and I'm going to clip them to the top of these little headers. That will hold the bag together to the topper, but not make it difficult to get into the bag. Now, I've kind of found with these little things, they're so tiny, to hold them very securely in the middle when you pinch them, because they can, and you may have experienced this too, they can just slide right off those little metal bars. And but there, and that is it. And granted, I sped a lot of this up, but it's not difficult, especially if you do it assembly line style. And if you wanted to make a bunch, like for a party or for some kids that you know, I think it's really cute. And of course, you could always fill it with candy too. So I'm going to pull in 2 more that I made, and just let you see the variety of the jack-o'-lantern colors. Even the iron gate fence are out of 2 different colors. So there are a lot of options out there. I used some shading on the one, under the one jack-o'-lantern on the grass, just to see if I like that. So, you know, they don't have to be exactly alike by any means. And so there you go. If you wanted to make them assembly line as fast as you can, maybe just have them solid orange cardstock. So I think they're a lot of fun, and I think kids would get, even adults would get a kick out of it if it was full of candy. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. There'll be some still shots at the end. I hope you'll enjoy, and at the very end of this video, I have some other videos you might like to look at, and a chance to subscribe if you want to. But have a great day. Have fun crafting. These are kind of fun, happy type things to make, and somebody will really enjoy them and appreciate you making them for them. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.